Hey YouTube, this is Joe from Joe's YouTube channel. Uh, this is going to be, I'm going to have an episode of where I've been, what I plan on doing in the future of this channel, and I try to get away from politics, guys. I really did. However, I think that's probably something that the Lord wants us to talk about. Talk about my opinions. You're free to disagree with me, as long as we do so in a respectful manner. So, with that, let's do a reboot and Joe's Bits and Bobs. Let's roll that intro. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Sorry I've been away for the last few months. I wanted to actually do a video last week. That was last week Wednesday. And then I heard the news, got the news while I was at work, that a big influencer in the conservative side was assassinated. It brought me back to memories of my mother. So I didn't feel like recording. And everyone knows the news that Charlie Kirk has been assassinated due to having differences of opinions. So we'll just get right into that part of the segment. Then later on I'll discuss the future of the channel, because I think this is important to get out first and foremost. If we can't have differences of opinion without becoming violent towards each other, I don't know where we'll go in the future or anything like that. Because I was always brought up on the basis that sticks and stones, I mean, this is a nursery rhyme that I always reference to, even to my brother. Sticks and stones break my bones, but names will never hurt me. So, with that said, basically what that means is different opinions, different ideas will not hurt you. You're not going to have injuries to your arms or bones or anything like that. And I've been, focusing on the aftermath as well, and the reactions I'm seeing on the on like Blue Sky and even TikTok, even on Twitter or X, whatever it's called, all across social media, where seeing a large number celebrate the assassination. It's disgusting. It really is. Everyone that does that should be ashamed. Should be ashamed of yourself. Charlie Kirk was 31 years old. He was a father of two. And his wife and children were in attendance there when it happened. I'm not going to share the video because I don't think anyone who wanted to watch it already has, and it's so graphic that I don't want to share it. Political violence on both sides need to be condemned. Yes. Words do not hurt you. However, with that said, if you keep calling someone the worst names in the book over and over and over again, eventually someone's going to snap. Like, we can't keep calling everyone we disagree with Nazis or white supremacists or whatever you want to call them. That's demonization, and eventually someone's going to get seriously hurt, and I think that's what basically happened. This deranged or troubled young man was basically brought up, or in the last few years especially, been brought up to hate Charlie Kirk. And yes, everyone involved, especially that in the Discord server, should be investigated. I am for free speech, freedom of speech, but it doesn't necessarily mean you'll be totally free from consequences. Like, sharing your opinion should be okay, regardless of what everyone feels. However, where it ends is where I think it should end, is when you start demonizing individuals, no matter their political beliefs. Like, I said we shouldn't be using the term Nazis or white supremacists. I'll say we shouldn't be using terms communists, because eventually that's going to be like, there's definitely a dividing force going on in the world today. And a quick fact, or quick fact, in 2013, President Obama, Congress, ended what was called the Smith Act. Now, this is important. The Smith Act was put into law, I think, in the 1930s, which prevents major news media companies in general, from using propaganda against the American people. Only the American people. They can use propaganda against other countries, but I think this is the biggest reason there is such differences in today's society than it was about 70 or 80 years ago, or even just 20 years ago, for that matter. So, yeah. I'm not going to, also getting too involved or too into the reactions on the other side. Or, like I say, there is no sides. There's only up or down. I still believe that. Ronald Reagan said there is no left and right. Only up or down. So, basically, how do I put it this way? Basically, what I mean is, there are those that like to go live the American dream, try to, and there's those that would much rather end the American dream and thus end towards or go down towards a totalitarian state. Either way, whatever direction we go from here, it's going to be a very difficult, and what I'm saying is it's not going to be easy, because, I agree. If, you can say what you want. You're not going to go to prison for it, but it doesn't mean you're not going to get in trouble with your employer. Those that celebrate the death is, like I said, is such disgusting people. And it goes back to Abraham Lincoln. And, when he was, assassinated, John Wilkes Booth thought he was going to be a hero. Turned out he wasn't. Because people didn't want to go back to, fighting in the trenches of places like Gettysburg. They didn't want to have another war right after the one they fought. And for those that are calling, for civil war and stuff like this, stop. Please stop. Because civil wars are a lot more bloody than any other war combined. And this is a fact that more Americans died in the first Civil War than World War I and World War II combined. I think per aggregate. So, we gotta stop that rhetoric. But it doesn't mean there is not a war going on now. But the war that we are facing is spiritual. It's like different cultures colliding. And different sets of ideas that are drastically different. We just gotta love our neighbors, gotta love our friends, and love each other, and most importantly, love yourselves. I mean, if you're lonely, if you're afraid, go hang out with your friends. Go for a walk. Go do something you enjoy. Don't take it out on someone else because they have a different opinion. And when this happened, like in the post, I said, it brought me back to my mother. I was with my mother up until the time she passed. And I tell you, it is the saddest time anyone could have. I mean, there's really nothing you can do to prevent the inevitable. But, you just gotta somehow try to go on and move on. Road's gonna be tough. It's never easy. Never was supposed to be easy. Another thing is this doesn't look good for, whoever, the views that, the people that celebrated this assassination. It doesn't look good on you. It shows that your debates, that you cannot debate and have them stand up. I mean, if you got to resort to silencing someone permanently, well, that shows that, that shows that you lost. That's what I'm saying. Your idea set is weak. It's lost. It's time to move on. Move on to the next thing. But what am I to tell? I mean, do I agree with everything what Charlie Kirk said? Probably not. I haven't watched all his videos, but I do know he did go to the college campuses and he did like to debate. He liked to debate people that he disagreed with. like I said, that's not his, whether or not you liked his views, he was a father of two, had a wife. Again, they were in attendance, and I want to say that. And the people just continuing to push and say, oh, it was, one of his supporters. Stop. Just stop right there. It wasn't his supporter when the parents even said that, and even his friend, I'm talking about the shooter, even his friend said that he didn't like Charlie Kirk. He hated him. I don't know where this world is going again. It's scary, and we need to come together, and we need to come together fast. And I condemn all of it, and we got to stop demonizing people. We got to stop dehumanizing people, regardless of what side they're on. We got to give everyone a hug. Again, regardless of what side they're on. Evil is in play. Evil is here. And the best way to defeat evil is with love. Not anger, not rage, love. Alright, so that's going to be my opinion on that matter. Again, you can agree or disagree, but please be respectful. On to the future of this channel. Again, I did not want to get political. I did not want to do my views, but in principality, I thought I had to talk about this. I had to talk about this because I think it's important. But anyways, where have I been? I've been sick for the last, I would say last 4 to 5 weeks. I've had this really bad cold or something where it's hard to breathe at times. I don't know why, but I just couldn't get rid of the bug. So that's part of the reason. The other reason is I'm like still debating in my own way whether or not I should continue, but I think I should. After what happened last Wednesday, I should. And I should give you my opinions. And I'll still do some reviews in the future. I'll make sure to label it that's non-political in like a title or description. I know that's kind of bad for the analytics of the channel, but I do love technology. I just got the Apple Watch Ultra 3 and I love it so far. And I'm going to be waiting for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'll do a review on that. So I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to actually start getting a little bit more involved. So a little bit more, more videos. So everyone, I'm back. So the iPhone, I'm going to do a review on that when I get it. Apple Watch Ultra 3, I just got it. So I'm going to put something together there. I had a review on the doorbell camera. I'll see about getting that up and going maybe for next week. Also, other things is I've been helping my dad out a lot as well. At least trying to. He loves his guitars. I can't blame him. But I wish he would go out into the community more and spend some time with his friends. So, yeah, we're gonna do that, and then, like I said, maybe I'll just do the political thing just for the bits and bobs. Also, I'm going to be launching a Discord channel soon. Stay tuned. I'll revamp memberships to include Discord where you can come chat with me, share your ideas, debate me. You know, give me articles that you'd like me to see, and I think that's basically it. I mean, as far as the fact that, like I said, we gotta start loving everybody. We gotta start talking to people, and we gotta respect each other's beliefs, whether we agree or disagree with them. And stop the demonization, stop the dehumanization of people. It's time to come together, because they want to split us apart. And by they, I mean both Democratic and Republican, factors are trying to split us apart. So, that's my idea. I mean, I do think it is both factions that are trying to split us apart, but we should not let that happen. And we should reintroduce the idea of the Smith Act again. Stop the propagandizing of our media, and stop the propagandizing even in the universities. Because I forget who it was in the family said this, but either cousin of ours, I think it was a cousin, said they went to like UB or something, and one of the professors they had said that if they disagreed with they couldn't get them to agree on their ideas, that person will be failed, even for questioning the professor. I mean, that's not how you teach people. You're supposed to have answers if you have questions. Anyways, I think I've been rambling on far too often. So exciting things, yeah. Memberships gonna be revamped. Memberships gonna be revamped, as well as more videos. Guys, let me know down in the description what you think about all this. I just think it's a difficult time for America and the world. All right, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did like this video and you want to consider subscribing, it'll help the channel out tremendously. Also, I'm gonna just leave memberships. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you in next week's episode. Joe's Bits and Bobs.